the sound. Listen to it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's talk about why this R3 is one of the best beginner bike. But before we get to that, let's talk about riding gear. That's more important than your first motorcycle. First thing on the list, a helmet. You definitely need one of these. Motorcycle jacket. It doesn't have to be a full leather jacket, but it has to have some sort of protection. The third thing will be some sort of riding shoes or boots. Some motorcycle gloves, definitely a must. You should also get some sort of riding pants as well. Now that we covered the riding gear, let's get to this beautiful 2019 R3, which in my opinion is one of the best beginner motorcycle you can get. Let's get this cold start going. She sounds like a vacuum cleaner, but we're gonna fix that. This is the best beginner motorcycle, no doubt about it. In my opinion, it's the best one. It's super light, very easy to control, very easy because of how light it is. You can make a lot of mistakes on this bike and it will forgive you. What do I mean by it will forgive you? It means that if you make a mistake or you lose control, you can easily gain it back. You can easily gain control on this bike because it's underpowered and it only has 42 horsepower or something like that. That power is very manageable for a beginner. And sure, some people will say, oh, don't get a 300 because you're gonna get bored. What are you gonna get bored of? Just twisting the throttle? That's the only thing you're gonna get bored of, twisting the throttle. You're not gonna get bored if you start practicing everything you learn on your motorcycle course, if you took one to get your license. And this bike is very light. This bike is 365 pounds or something like that. That's very manageable. You can flick this around, you can pick it up. And this bike is so much fun too. You have no idea. I don't know how people say that they get bored quick. I used to own one of this bike. Back when I started, I learned so much on that bike. And I never got bored of that bike. The only reason I got rid of it it's because I wanted to experience something bigger. But that doesn't mean I got bored of the bike. That just means I wanted to see what was the hype of a 600 or 1000, which I don't own personally, but I just wanted to see what was all about. And don't get me wrong, I love my R6. That bike is amazing. I love it. But you can learn so much on this bike. I couldn't begin to tell you how much, but I really did learn a lot when I had my R3, which is the same bike as this, and I still enjoy it. I still love to ride this motorcycle. I prefer to ride this bike more than my R6, if I'm being completely honest with you, because it's so much fun and I love it. It's so much flickable. I love it. You can never go wrong with one of these bikes. Or a Ninja 400, which is pretty much the same motorcycle, just different brand, as you know. But this bike is truly a beginner bike. Even when you are more experienced, you're still gonna enjoy this bike. People get bored of twisting the throttle because that's all they want to do, twist the throttle, but they don't want to learn how to brake properly, how to shift properly, how to control the motorcycle, And besides, this bike is so reliable as well, and the insurance is super cheap on this motorcycle. Super cheap. You have no idea how cheap the motorcycle insurance for this bike is compared to my R6. Oh man, I'd rather have this, honestly. Like I am so much comfortable right now, you have no idea. On my R6 I gotta be off lean forward. This one, no, I'm upright on this bike, and it's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't stress that enough, how amazing this motorcycle is. I just love it. And this is my girlfriend's motorcycle. You see it's lower right there. You can see half an inch, I think, because it's still too tough for her. She's very short. But anyways, this bike, man, it's one of the best things Yamaha ever made, honestly. And let's say you dump this bike, you break the plastic and everything. The plastic is so much cheaper than my R6 as well. Everything is cheaper than my R6 on this bike. Like my girlfriend dumped it. Like my girlfriend dumped the bike and she scratched this part of the fairing right here. It was like $12, the whole thing right here. Like $12. I was surprised. I was surprised on how cheap the OEM fairings are on this bike. So cheap. On my R6, just the front fairing right here is $450. $450 for just this, the front fairing. On this bike, I was looking at it the other day, and this bike is like $25. Can you believe that? Like, I don't know why people wouldn't get this. And how can you get bored of that? Of this? How can you get bored of this? I'm not bored, and I've been riding for 6 years now. I've been riding my R6 for 3 years, and I rode my R3 for 3 years, and I'm still not bored of this bike. Sure, it's on the power, and it's not as fast as my R6, or I can't keep up with other bikes, but you gotta remember that when you're riding, you gotta ride your own ride. Ride your own ride. Don't worry about anyone else. It doesn't matter if they leave you behind. And if they leave you behind, then you shouldn't be riding with these people. You should ride with people who understand your level and skills of riding a motorcycle. What is going on right now? These people are ridiculous. And trust me, this bike can actually go on the highway. I'm gonna show you in a little bit. This bike can actually go 100 miles an hour as well. You should keep this bike for at least 2 years. Take some courses, practice a lot, dump it, do whatever you gotta do to learn anything and everything you have to learn in order to upgrade to a bigger bike. So trust me, this bike is perfect for a beginner. It's perfect. And don't come telling me that you bored already after 3 months of owning this bike. You should be practicing, honestly. You should be practicing and not focusing on twisting the throttle and getting bored of just twisting the throttle. Man, you wouldn't believe how much I enjoy riding this motorcycle. This motorcycle is amazing. I wish I kept my my R3, but I got this one I can ride, and I'm gonna show you that this bike can actually keep up on the highway. Thank God there's no traffic. I'm gonna show you right now. It can actually keep up on the highway. It's doing 61 miles an hour at 6,500 RPMs. No problem. Keeping up on the highway, no problem. So you shouldn't get bored of this bike at all, or any bike. I guess that's the main reason people switch from bike to bike, because they get bored, because they don't do anything else than twist the throttle on the motorcycle. That's all they do. But there's more than just twisting the throttle on your motorcycle. There's more than that. There's a whole bunch more than that, and you should be looking into those things. Woo! I enjoy so much. This bike is amazing, bro. You wouldn't believe how much fun I'm having on this bike right now. Look, you can, man, even at 60 miles an hour, you can actually go from side to side, no problem, because this bike is so light and so nice. I freaking love it. Look, I'm keeping up, and I'm not even on full throttle. I'm doing 70 miles an hour right now. I'm not even on full throttle. So what is the excuse you have to get bored on this motorcycle? This is the perfect beginner bike, no doubt about it, in my opinion anyways. There's a lot of people who disagree, who will say, oh, let's go get the R6 or the 600 for your first bike. I guarantee you, you're not gonna learn much on that bike. You're not gonna learn anywhere near as much as you're gonna learn on this bike, because this bike is freaking perfect to learn on. I don't care what anybody says. This motorcycle is perfect. And there's nothing you can say to change my mind on that. I'm telling you, whoever says, oh, I'm bored of this bike already after 3 months of riding it, those people haven't been doing anything else but twisting the throttle on this motorcycle. If you're bored after 3 months, that's all you've been doing, twisting the throttle. And guess what? That's all you learn, is to twist the throttle and nothing else. And that's not gonna help you anywhere. That's not gonna help you at all on anything. But you know what? This bike is truly amazing. I highly recommend this motorcycle as your first bike. But before you get your bike, remember, you need to get your gear. That's even more important than your first motorcycle. Your riding gear is more important than your first motorcycle. I said it. Well, hey, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you're enjoying this video. Oh, this is a new setup that I got too. This is the GoPro 12, and I'm loving it so far. This is my first video with this camera, with this setup. I hope it comes out good. I'm hoping. Man, this bike is so something else. I love this bike, and when you get one of these, you're gonna love it too. I guarantee you that. That's all I got for you guys today. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, and comment, please. I highly appreciate it. Until the next one, I see ya.